So the Biden administration is seemingly making moves to cancel a little bit of student loan debt. And I do mean that in a literal sense because it is a little bit. In fact, it might be less than that. Let's get into this. I have an article from AP News that details the following. U.S. to erase student debt for those with severe disabilities. So you can't just have a disability, it has to be severe. The Biden administration announced Thursday it will automatically erase student loan debt for more than 300,000 Americans with severe disabilities that leave them unable to earn significant incomes. The move will wipe out more than $5.8 billion in debt, according to the Education Department, and it marks the start of a broader overhaul of a program that has been criticized for having overly burdensome rules. We've heard loud and clear from borrowers with disabilities and advocates about the need for this change, and we're excited to follow through on it, Education Secretary Miguel Cordova said in a statement. Now, without getting too far in the weeds here, there was this process where they had to go through this 3-year monitoring period to prove that they're earning little pay or whatever. And they basically got rid of the process. And now, like starting in September, they're going to start getting rid of student loan debt for around 323,000 borrowers. And it adds up to about $5.8 billion in student loan debt. Now, you hear that and you go, oh, okay, that's good for them. Well, yeah, it is, but let me tell you why it's incredibly insufficient. That's $5.8 billion in debt. As a whole, meaning the entire country, 45 million borrowers. It could be 45 million, 47 million, somewhere in that range. They hold a total of $1.7 trillion in student loan debt. And if you don't know the difference between a trillion with a T and a billion with a B, I suggest you to do some research. 5.8 billion of 1.7 trillion, I actually did the math myself, is 0.34%. $5.8 billion is 0.34% of 1.7 trillion. That's how stark of a difference it is between a billion and a trillion. And that's how much student loan debt he just got rid of. He hasn't done it yet, but they will, after this is all said and done, have effectively gotten rid of 0.34% of student loan debt. Not even 1%. Not even 1%. And I think he previously did a move like this where he got rid of less than 1% of student loan debt for borrowers. I think it was literally for borrowers that went to like literal for-profit scam colleges. And now it's, oh, you have to have a severe disability. What's up with all the means testing? Why is this? And getting rid of student loan debt, it's one of those things where it has nothing but positive effects after you do it. I mean, you're lifting the burden off of people who have been plagued with a debt that they will never be able to repay, and you're allowing them to thrust themselves back into the economy and stimulate the economy, because that's exactly what this will do. If you get rid of this debt, people will finally be able to get the house that they never thought that they'd be able to get. They can finally get that car that they've been eyeing. They can finally purchase goods, right? And it's kind of like a trickle up economics instead of a trickle down economics, giving money to the top and then it never seeing the people down below. But no, they don't want to do this. This is typical liberal nonsense. 0.34%. This isn't going to get you reelected. This isn't. People aren't going to remember this. They're not. And what I love about this is that this gets rid of something that they keep saying over and over again that we know is bullshit. You know, Joe Biden himself, as well as many others, we've seen Nancy Pelosi do it. She's incredibly corrupt, especially on this issue of student debt, saying that, oh, you know, the president, they don't have the power to get rid of student debt. Yes, he does, through his education secretary. And let me read this paragraph to you before I expand on this point. Biden has asked the Education and Justice Departments to assess the legality of mass debt cancellation. Cordova said Thursday that those conversations are still underway. Meanwhile, he said his agency is working to improve other debt forgiveness programs that target specific groups of borrowers. It's an effort to show that we are working to improve targeted loan relief and help our borrowers. Well, you're not helping your borrowers, at least not the large majority of them, because if you actually wanted to help and give aid to your borrowers, you would use the powers given to you and get rid of all of it, because they have the power to do that. I mean, it's no debate. The fact that they're doing this grandstanding, like, yeah, you know, we're reviewing our ability to be able to do this. They know they can. They know they can. I'm not even buying it that they don't know that they can do this. They know that they can do this. But like I said, this is typical politician tactics where they come in and do these little tweaks around the edges. They don't really want to change anything in regards to this, in regards to anything, because especially this, because debt is control. They can keep control over a certain portion, a large majority of the population. I mean, we're just talking about student loan debt here, but there are various many other kinds of debt. But in terms of student loan debt, they can keep a hold on the people that have it, and it's a form of control, and they can keep you at bay, and you can't really reach prosperity and attain fulfillment because you're saddled with this debt that you'll never be able to pay. It's like a weight has been attached to your leg, and you've been thrust into a large body of water. You're going to keep sinking, and you're never going to float to the top. And they've put you in this situation, and they seemingly refuse to want to get millions of people out of it.